Hey folks, I'm here to do a quick demonstration of the Omnistrate platform. Before we jump into the platform, a quick recap on Omnistrate. We are trying to make it easy to build and operate your SaaS by providing an end-to-end platform. We have divided SaaS lifecycle into three phases. Build phase to build your SaaS, access phase for your customers to access your SaaS, and operate phase for you to effectively manage your SaaS. Omnistate approach is to take care of the undifferentiated things out of your way, letting you focus on what matters most for your business at each stage of the SaaS lifecycle.
Awesome. Now, let me show you how it works in practice. For today's demonstration, we will take PostgreSQL as an example and try to build Postgres SaaS with vector extension as a service. I'm going to use Docker Compose to get started, but you can also directly use our API, CLI, or UI to directly build your service. As you can see, our Docker Compose specification has 4 resources. pgadmin resource to bring up pgadmin, a writer resource to model Postgres writer, a reader resource to represent Postgres replicas, a cluster resource, which is a collection of the other 3 resources. We will only expose the cluster resource to the users of your SaaS service while keeping the other resources internal. So you mark this one as internal is false while the other ones are kept as true. In this Docker Compose, we are configuring the SaaS experience by taking 5 parameters: instance type, Postgres password, Postgres username, pgadmin email address, and database name. And we are automatically configuring the rest. We also have other details, including the infrastructure details, environment variables, how the dependency structure looks like across different components, and deployment configuration. And we'll use all of this information now to generate the service for you. Service is now registered, and we have automatically generated UI, API specification, and CLI for your SaaS. Going back to the UI, as you can see, the resources we defined in the Compose specification are now imported and available for deployment here. In addition, this service is already available across different cloud providers and across different regions. Let's create a Postgres cluster in AWS using the API parameters we defined earlier in the Compose specification. Awesome. Let's quickly explore some of the other capabilities while this cluster is deploying. We can see the details of the resource instance of an existing cluster. We can see the connectivity information. We also injected an observability endpoint. We can see the nodes in the cluster along with their health status. We can see the metrics for each of the nodes. We can see the logs for each of the nodes. We also added the audit history, enabled access control for this service, also added a bunch of management operations like start, stop, reboot out of the box. In addition, I've also added the another deployment model where you can deploy it in your customer's account. So as you can see that with just a few clicks, we got a fully fledged SaaS service up and running that can not only deploy your software across clouds and regions, but also give you all the hyperscaler capabilities. As a service provider, this already significantly accelerates your launch. However, we don't stop here. We remain your go-to platform for you to operate your SaaS from monitoring, patching, continuous deployment, fleet observability, and much more. For more information, please visit docs.omnistrate.com or reach out to us at support@omnistrate.com.